What are we doing, Seth?
So when I was in Lagos, to be precise, Nigeria, I decided to, as you can see in the video, I was in what they call Kekemawa. Yeah, they call it Kekemawa, right? Area of Surulere. This was like, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. It was hot, and, I decided to just take one of those Mawa bikes and just look around the area. And man, goodness, thank goodness I wasn't wearing anything like agbada. If there's this traditional you wear. At a time like that, just wear, if you can wear singlets and shorts, you better be, because that's the best way you can get some air into your body. It was very hot. Okay, so here's my thing though. This weather is prominent in Nigeria, right? Where you have sunlight. In America, you call it summertime, but in Nigeria, it's almost throughout the year. Of course, that doesn't mean you don't have a raining period and all of, but I'm just saying. So what do we do with so much sunlight? Can it be used economically? Oh, yes, it can. And I'm thinking, now that they have seen Nigeria, before I even go on, I was watching the Last Nations Cup that took place in Cote d'Ivoire, and they gave Nigeria a nickname. And I'm sure you guys must have heard it. I didn't know or heard about this before until that tournament. So this name, they nicknamed Nigeria as Generator Republic. I'm like, what? Generator? Come on. But you know what? That's just crazy, considering the resources that country has. And no disrespect to these countries, some of these countries are smaller than Nigeria, but they see Nigeria have a lot of potentials. I've heard that over the years, and they cannot even give their citizens electricity consistently, at least for one day. That's crazy. Most of the restaurants I go to, very nice restaurants, especially on the island, you want to sit down there, enjoy the atmosphere, the food and everything, but you can even eat, and with friends of course, but you can rarely hear yourself. You know why? Because the generator is on with so much noise in the background. And, it takes the shine and the beauty away from those luxurious, sometimes, restaurants. Okay? So when I heard this Generator Republic, I'm like, this is just embarrassing for a country like Nigeria, right? And I now looked up one day as I was, in that Kekemawa, and I noticed, which like I've seen before, the strength of the sun that comes into play on a daily basis. Can it be used to generate power in Nigeria through solar? You know what? I think that is very, very possible if they allow. The government. And if you'll be talking about subsidizing. Why not subsidize solar for everybody to be able to afford it, so that they can generate? They can use the sun to generate power into the solar, and solar supplies to everybody in the house. That would be brilliant. Rather than all the billions as you spent over the year to see how they can bring a stable electricity supply to the country. You can do that through solar. In fact, the country has solar radiation of 3.5 to 7.0 kilowatts per day. That's enough for a household to on their fan, their generator, on their TV sets, and live a good life. They can generate as much as that per day, and 427,000 megawatts can be generated in Nigeria from solar alone. Imagine that. If the government can just subsidize, if anything they have to subsidize anything at all, the price of solar, so that everybody can afford it, generate their own electricity, and use, and have constant electricity in their homes. All right, I think that can happen. So I'm like, this sun, which is nature, is inexhaustible. It's always going to be there. It's always been there, but it's wasteful, so to speak, because in Nigeria you don't know what to do with it. Hey, tell me about it. You have so much resources, and that applies to so many of other resources. That comes out as a waste sometimes. This sun can help out to supply this, and there's even more. Okay. I also noticed that most of the buses, which they locally call danfo buses, okay, I will say that, if the government, rather than these excesses they spend on unnecessary things, entourages to countries that they don't need to take 12 or 20, 30 people to, when you only need 1 or 2 people in that country, and so many excesses, why don't they use that money and supply states with standard buses with air conditioning? Danfo buses that wants to apply commercial should have air conditioners. You need to see people sweating. You need to see the Nigerian people walking on the street with their eyes red because of the sun. People walking on the road looking, definitely your head going to boil because the sun is hitting you up. What are we doing, sir? And everybody's going crazy, and they are radiating, fire, so to speak, from their eyes because of the heat. And that's why you see some people getting so mad when they talk to you. They get so angry so quickly because that sun alone, your blood will be hot, right? What are we doing, sir? So I think these resources should be engineered into where it can actually make people have a reason to smile on a daily basis. That's my take. What do you think? Having solar in everybody's home should not be a dream, but it should be a reality. If only the government can just make it affordable to the people, and they generate from the sun. That sun is so hot, it's so strong. Even when solar is mounted in their homes, the solar will beg you, please can you have some time out? Just saying. All right. So that is my experience when it comes to the heat. It was hot. I tell you, it was hot. And I think the sun can be used economically to generate electricity in the homes in Nigeria. What's your take? What do you think? Are those good ideas? Are they feasible? Is it too much to ask for? Am I not making sense here? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about having to subsidize solar energy for the people to be able to afford it, thereby generating electricity in their homes? And the buses or any commercial bus that will be used in the major cities like Lagos and the likes, Abuja and all of that, should have air conditioning working in their buses. What do you think? Because if you look at it now, the heat, when a lot of people are in their buses, commercially, the passengers, the radiating heat from their bodies, sweating, getting angry unnecessarily. I mean, crazy things happen. So I think when those resources are managed very well, you will see the changes, and that will help a lot. This is just one of very few of very many suggestions that can be put into work because it can actually happen. All right, folks, let me get your take on this one. And don't forget to subscribe, put a thumbs up, and of course, your comments. Why not share as well? It's always good to share. All right, talk to you again, folks. Always remember, do unto others what you want others to do unto you. See you soon, folks. Bye-bye.
What are we doing, Seth?